Good morning. Hello, my name's Ian. Good morning. Welcome to the latest edition of my podcast, which is related to the book Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. Now, this morning, I'm gonna chat to you about my participation with going to football. I'm a football season ticket holder at Liverpool. I know some of you out there may love that. Some of you out there may think that's absolutely horrendous. But I may be coming back to this over the next few weeks because I've had a lot of football involvement over the last few years. But today I'm gonna talk to you about our treble winning year in 2001. I went to most of the FA Cup home games, and we won the League Cup in the February, I believe, of 2001, which was amazing. And then, as I say, I went to most of the home league games. In those days, I only had the one ticket. I had one ticket, so I used to always get the train over to Liverpool. And a couple of times, one of my colleagues that I worked with, Vanessa Bucknell, she worked in the same office as me at the Railway Museum. She came to Liverpool a couple of times, actually after the cup final, because I think the cup final was the first time she came with me. We went to Cardiff on the train, and had a couple of beers before the game, and then went to the game, and then had a couple of beers after the game, singing with all the other fans and that, and then there was the journey back. We were in a queue to get in Cardiff train station, because in those days, around about 2000, 2001, 2002, they were just rebuilding the Wembley Stadium, so the FA Cup final and all the finals were held at the in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium. So we had to queue to get back into Cardiff train station, and in those days I'm not sure, did I use a walking stick? I may have just used a walking stick to get around, and I, if it was now, I'd make sure I'd find the nearest steward, and I'd find the nearest steward, and ask them to find where the front of the queue was. So anyway, we queued to get in Cardiff train station. Then when we got to the front of the queue, they sent us to Bristol, and then when we got to Bristol, they turned around and said there's no more trains up north from here. So then we got a taxi from Bristol back to York, and there was a couple of fans in the same predicament. So we went via Kidderminster back to York, which was, I think it was about 2 or 3, even 4 o'clock in the morning when we got back. It was an absolute crazy night. But that was Cardiff, and then which of course we beat Arsenal 2-1. Michael Owen scored right at the end, anyone out there that doesn't know how it finished. Yeah, and as I say, we had a few drinks, and then we got the train back, and then of course we won the Europa Cup, which led us into the Champions League. During was it the year after? I think one of my friends arranged for us all to go to or for some of us to go to Melwood, which used to be the Liverpool training ground. And we, I had, by that point, I had a guide dog, and Tamara went with me, and we stayed in a fairly biggish hotel near to Lime Street train station in Liverpool. We went up to the training ground, met up with some of my friends, and we met most of the first team. The Melwood training ground isn't there, or it isn't used by the Liverpool men's team now. I believe it's used by the Liverpool ladies team, and they built a new training facility for all the Liverpool men's teams. So I believe the youth teams, the reserves, and the first team, it's not the reserves now, is it? It's the under 23s. So they all train at the same place. We didn't get shown round the building at Melwood. We just met all the team, which was amazing. And people like Gerard Houllier and Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, anyone that isn't involved with Liverpool would know Steven Gerrard and Michael Owen more than any of the other names. But yeah, that was another great time. Now, I have a season ticket. I've had a season ticket since around about 2000 and 2001, and then a lad, John, who'd seen me on the train a few times, started going with me, and I had an extra carer's ticket in 2004-05, and then in 2016 I got another carer's ticket, and I also got a wheelchair bay, because around about 2014-15 I started using a wheelchair, and I had to transfer from my seat into the wheelchair before and after the game, which was a little bit tricky. So then I've had 2 carers tickets and a wheelchair bay since 2016. So anyway, all this podcast and everything is related to my book, Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. If you haven't read the book yet, please have a look on Amazon, and you will find it there. And listen out for many more of these podcasts, as there are going to be. And I will speak to you soon. I'm going to do another one this morning, so I'll speak to you very soon. And anyone out there that enjoys and celebrates Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Anyway, thank you for listening. Goodbye.